Morning. We go to chapter 32, circular flow of income. That's the title. And when we talk about circular flow of income, basically we're talking about how money comes in and goes out of the economy. That's what circular flow of income is. So I wrote, it is a model which demonstrates how money moves from producers to households and back again in an endless loop. That means it doesn't end, it continues to go that way. It's circular. Every now and then it's the same. Then we are talking about income, output, and expenditure. So whenever we talk about circular flow, basically we're talking about income, that's what we earn, expenditure, what we are spending. And what are we spending on? We are spending on output. Yes or no? Yes. Do you get the point I'm making here? There's income, there's expenditure on output. This is how the flow of money goes. So for the macroeconomics is concerned on the economy as a whole, the total output. So here, macroeconomics is concerned with the economy as a whole, which means it's about the level of total output. So it's about the level of total output, which is the same as our national income. The total output is our national income, the GDP. So to calculate the national income, which is the total output, consideration has to be based on the kind of model of the economy. So when we talk about the kind of model, so the economy can be either closed or open. That is the model. So if you have to calculate our national income, we have to calculate it based on how closed our economy is or how open our economy is. Do we get what I'm saying here? Yes. We are calculating for national income. To calculate, we have to understand the model we have in this economy. Is it closed or open? That is what we base our calculation on. So we're starting with a closed economy. Why do we call it a closed economy? I wrote, a closed economy is that economy which does not participate in international trade, which means there's no import and export of goods and services, and there's no government intervention. That's a closed economy. Do we get a closed economy here? Goods and services are produced within the economy. There's no importation or exportation. Do we get a closed economy now? Yes. Are you here?
Yes.
What about you are here? Okay, great. So what is the goal of a closed economy? The goal of a closed economy is complete self-sufficiency, providing domestic consumers with everything they need within the country's border. So it's a closed economy. So they want to provide us with whatever we need. Oh, Libya is a closed economy. It means Libya is not selling out or buying from outside. So whatever we produce here is being consumed here. That is what a closed economy is. And what is the goal? The goal is we want to be self-sufficient. We want to provide the Libyans whatever they need in terms of goods and services, and they have to buy from us. And it has to be produced within our jurisdiction. That is a closed economy. Do we get a closed economy here? Yes. Great. So we have to note, in today's interconnectedness, today there's interdependence, today there's specialization, today there's scarcity. So it is difficult for an economy to stand as a whole. It's difficult. There's interconnectedness, there's globalization. We have to deal with each other. We cannot always have everything we need. So to me, or to the whole world, closed economy is just like a theoretical concept. It's not a reality. Do you get the point about closed economy here? Mm-hmm. Closed economy is not attainable. It's not possible because we need their specialization. A country will specialize on one aspect. Other countries will specialize on other aspects. So we need each other. That is what we call interconnectedness, globalization. So because there's globalization, it becomes difficult to have a closed economy. Though we might have some countries being in a closed economy than another. So no matter how it is, you might not just be so open. You might still have some restriction. But the restriction here might be different from the restriction over there. So we have some countries that are more closed than another. Do we get it? You might not be open to all, and you are not going to be close to everybody. That is what we're talking about here. Do we get it or not? Yes. In today's interconnected world, closed economy are of theoretical concept rather than reality. Although some countries are more closed than another. So we might have restriction, but it's not going to be like a very closed one because it's not possible based on the fact that there's specialization. I think you know what specialization is. A country is specializing on what it knows how to produce best or do best. So because there's specialization, that means we have to depend on other countries for what we cannot produce. And other countries have to depend on us for what they cannot produce. So it becomes difficult to have a closed economy. Do we get it, please? Great. Then, in a closed economy, households own factors of production used by firms to produce goods and services in return for interest, wages, rent, and profits, which becomes income. Then firms produce goods and services that are sold to households. So in a closed economy, the households are the owner of the wealth, the factors of production. They sell it to the firms. Firms return in terms of revenue, in terms of income, rents, wages, profits, and interest. This is what firms will return. And as soon as this is done, firms will use it to produce goods and services, which has to be sold back to the households, which households have to spend on as expenditure. Do we get it? So there's output, which has to come from the firms. There's income, which has to come from the household. There's expenditure, which has to be spent based on the income retained, or income taken by the people. So people they are going to spend, but how are they going to be able to spend? They're going to be able to spend because this thing has been produced based on the fact that these firms are bought from these people. So they bought, they produced, they got the income, they spend on the output again. This will be produced through the factors of production. Who owns the factors of production? The household. The household will sell to firms. Firms will use it in producing this. But in return for the factors of production, household would have had income, which they have to spend to buy this. Is it clear? Is it clear, please? Yes. So see the screen for further explanation. So this is the further explanation. We have households who own the factors of production, like I said earlier. They own the factors of production, land, labor, and capital. They sell to firms. Firms return with the reward of land, labor, capital, which is rent, wages, and interest. This is what firms will return to households. Now households have income. So the income that household has is what they're going to spend, expecting the firms to produce goods and services. So as soon as goods and services are produced, firms will sell to households, which means firms have to pay to the firms. And it continues again, and again. Do we get it? Yes. Goods and services will be produced. They cannot produce it without land, labor, and capital, which will be provided by the households. As soon as this is provided, the owners of land will get rent, labor that firms will employ will be paid wages. Capital used will give interest. The enterprise is about the profit. So this is what becomes income for households. So as soon as households have income, then they can spend. Spend on what? Goods and services produced by the factors of production that has been bought by the firms. Now, households have income. The income will be spent on these goods and services produced by the firms. This is what we call circular flow of income in a closed economy. So it doesn't end. It continues the same way every now and then. Do you have any question about it? So this is a simple economy, which is the same as what? A closed economy. Any question about it? No. Thank you.